Hello and welcome to the Potluck Podcast, episode 7. And here is your butthurt disclaimer.
Parental and sponsory advisory. Our goal is to offer a recovery-based podcast with a twist of humor. The expressions and opinions voiced here are those of the individual speaker and are not of the collective. Our primary purpose is to carry the message and to help others achieve sobriety. We don't feel the need to be original, but we certainly don't want to be extra crispy.
And I'm Martin.
Yo, my
You
name's
are.
Anthony.
And I'm Sean.
And now we're going to pray in with the Serenity Prayer.
Boom.
God,
God,
grant
grant
me
me the serenity
to
to accept the things I cannot change, the courage to change the things that I can, and the wisdom to know the difference just for today.
Amen.
Amen.
How we doing, fellas?
We're doing, fellas.
Yeah, I'm doing pretty good, man.
Yes, you are.
Awkward.
Awkward is
Yeah,
not a word.
I've been definitely looking forward to these. I look forward to this every weekend. You know what I mean?
I do
Just
too.
sitting down with you guys, having these conversations, doing this show. I look forward to it. I really do.
I do too. Not enough people are commenting though. I'd like to see more comments because your comments mean a lot to us, and it helps us, know what you are hearing and want to hear. So and how you feel about the podcast itself. It's all very helpful.
You feel with your hands.
Sometimes
Yeah, sometimes.
I feel with my heart. Sometimes as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh
Bless you.
Good tight.
Thank you.
Shoosh.
Thank you.
That almost sounded like a sneeze in itself.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot where I was going to say. I was about to go somewhere. The sneeze brought it out of me,
Yeah, of course, absolutely.
It'd be like that.
So what are we doing today, guys?
We're doing episode 7 of the podcast. Potluck Podcast, that is.
Yes. Keep Potluck at its
Keep
finest.
coming back, brother.
Again, I ask, what are we doing today, fellas?
Oh.
A little bit of this, a little bit of that.
Outstanding.
I
I
don't
love
know.
a field trip.
Yeah. Absolutely. I used to look forward to those too.
Yeah.
So I think what we'll attempt today
I like how he put that.
is,
Yeah.
we'll have a little bit of a, kind of like what we've been doing, shooting from the hip, so to speak.
Yeah.
But we're also going to have Anthony now give a little bit of his testimony. Testy.
Yeah.
Moni,
One,
Moni.
two.
Well,
You said testimony.
Got him.
Moni.
yeah.
So before we get into Anthony's story here, we have anything we'd like to speak on at the time, or specifically, or does anybody have a burning desire?
Wow.
What's a burning desire?
Yeah,
A
what is
burning desire would be
Sean?
anything adversely affecting your sobriety, your serenity, peace of mind, a living situation, a situationship. Maybe you're just having difficulty living life on life's terms. Is life lifting you?
Well, as you fellas know, I just got a trailer, and I'm finally moved in. So the stress part of packing and moving things is now behind me, and I'm blessed to say thank God that it is behind me, because I'm telling you, when you have a time limit to be moved out of one place and into the other, it's pretty stressful.
Yeah. Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
Proud of you, buddy.
Yes, I am a first-time homeowner, and it feels pretty good. It's
Yeah.
still new,
Yeah.
It's like getting new shoes. I'm still,
Yeah.
Breaking
see,
them in.
and
breaking them in.
And
Yeah,
see that the most important thing is that it's yours. You know what I mean?
yeah, and that's a heck of a feeling right there. I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you right now.
It's how I felt like when I bought my car. Like, you know what I mean? Can't no one take it from me except for who I got it from. You know what I mean? And that's just if I decide not to make the payment. You know what I mean? But it's mine. Can't no one tell me I can't get in it and leave.
Right.
Can't no one come and I'm on it too. No, my name is the only name on that car.
That's right.
You know what I mean? And so that feeling you get, like, I got this. You know what I mean? Now, granted, it was a gift from God. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
most
But
definitely.
you
It's a
had to put
blessing.
forth that effort to get to that point. You know what I mean?
Yes,
Because, like they say, you can't lean on a shovel and pray for a hole. You have to pick up that
absolutely.
shovel and dig that hole. You know what I mean? So,
Absolutely.
you know, a lot of the things that we go through, like buying our own home, buying a car, buying shoes, buying clothes. You know what I mean? Those are all gifts. I heard in an interview that I wear God's slippers. See, everything I wear is a gift from God. You know, my hands are for God; they're not for myself. You know what I mean? This means I do God's work. I don't do my own. You know
Right.
what I mean? Uh, I get to do these things today. I have the want and the drive. So last week I was talking about how I was having problems motivating myself. The next day I figured out that it was of my own making that I felt this way. So I did the necessary things that I felt that were necessary at the time to change that. Today, I have come to realize that not only was it a product of my own making, but I find motivation even when I don't feel I have any motivation. I get strength even when I feel weak. I get all these different things, and it's through God that I get these things. You know what I mean? Who my higher power, who I choose to call God. You know, because it is to whom you decide that God is to you. You know what I mean? And I've been praying a lot. I mean, I pray a lot anyway, but even more so out loud. Because I told you guys before, when I would pray, a lot of the times it was like a silent prayer. I would
Right.
say it, in my head, or I would say it I would just mutter it. But lately, these past, probably 4 or 5 days or so, uh, I have been actually saying these prayers out loud to where, because I heard someone say something that were their incoherent prayers. I'm pretty sure it was Sean. I'm pretty sure it was you that said that. Um, that for a while, for I'd say probably about the past week, you know what I mean, up until about 4 or 5 days ago, my prayers were incoherent. You know what I mean? It's like I was praying for something. I knew what I thought I knew that I was praying for, but in reality, I couldn't understand it. So if I couldn't understand it, I know he couldn't. You know what I mean? Uh, so today I've been speaking more clearly, you know, more direct as to what exactly I'm praying for. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
It's been helping out a lot.
Yep.
You know?
So yeah, having my own crib now, I can pimp my crib. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
With a needle and thread. No, Tony, I'd like to speak on that prayer thing real fast because it became apparent to me just not too not not too long ago. Actually, I had a conversation with somebody about it. You know, a month or two ago, I had prayed for God to put people in my life. You know,
Yeah.
and well, it become apparent need to be more specific. Yeah,
Yeah.
the nature in which these people come are
Yeah.
fairly fast.
Yeah.
You know that some of them aren't healthy.
Yeah.
You know, certainly not what I was intending.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Uh, One individual, come into my life almost immediate. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
was like, okay,
Yeah.
you know.
wow.
And it dawned on me just within the past few days or week or so ago, the purpose for that individual in my life was to allow me to, go further on this spiritual journey.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Not only that, I'd never been told about myself in such a healthy manner.
Yeah.
Like I get, because really told me about myself. You know,
Yeah.
and the way I received that even surprised myself.
Yeah.
You know, I was just, I think I might have received it with a chuckle, like, oh, okay. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
got you, you know.
Yeah.
it allowed me to really, because there was truth in it. You know, the
Right.
truth hurts if I allow it to, or I can take that from a constructive,
Yeah.
critical point. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As versus how dare you?
Right.
Uh, so specific prayers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need to be more specific in my prayer life. It was talking about it this morning in church. Not to only pray for what I need,
Yeah.
but allow there to be praise, and
Yeah.
thanks for. I really don't pray for what I need.
Right.
It's my prayers are a lot of times are praise and thanks.
Yeah.
Like I almost find it. Sometimes I find myself having difficulty. What do I need?
Yeah.
I don't know what I need.
Right.
I really don't know what I need. You
Yeah.
know, uh, and at times that I do find myself praying for needs, I'm having a difficult time or whatever. And I'm needing to
Yeah.
help me remove these thoughts or whatever.
Mhm.
That's about the extent of my needs. Because it was always it has been one thing that I have believed in or been instilled in me. You don't never pray for self.
Yeah. Absolutely. So a lot of my prayers are for other people. Um, just the past couple days, about 4 or 5 days, like I said, uh, when I pray now, I just ask for guidance. Um, I already lean on him is what I mean, well, like the way I feel I'm supposed to. Um, so just guidance, you know what I mean, and not just guidances to like everyday life, but to do His will, not my own. To maybe help somebody within His will and not my own. You know
Yep.
what I mean? Uh, a lot of my prayers are for other people. They're for understanding of uh why I do what I do. You know what I'm saying? It's for just just naturally love. See, like you can move in two different ways. It's either love or anger
God.
or fear.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When you move in love, this is my sponsor told me. So when you move in love, you align yourself with what God's will is. We know what it isn't. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what it is, but the fact there is only two ways to move, and it's I mean even if you look at the Bible, anywhere in the Bible, it's all about love. They have two chapters specifically for love.
Yeah.
The book of Corinthians, it's literally the book of love.
Love, tolerance, and patience, and the greatest of all of these are love.
Love.
Yeah.
That's something that I pray for too, is guidance a
Yeah.
lot, and it has been very helpful because when you let go and let God, I kind of just go with the feeling that I get off of the spirituality part of it.
Yeah.
I pray for the guidance and I let Him guide. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And I don't know how to describe it, but there's a feeling of right and wrong
Yeah.
and all that comes with that. And I try to follow that. And that's why things don't stress me out as much.
Yes.
People are always asking me, why are you always happy? Why are you,
Mhm.
why does nothing stress you out? Because I pray for patience and guidance, and
Yeah.
He gives it to me.
Bro, whoa, whoa. You get a lot of practice with patience because
Yeah.
that's only how you get it.
Yeah.
It's a lot of practice.
Well,
Absolutely.
I learned early on I won't want to pray for patience very often.
I mean,
That's a
it's
bunch of
hard.
well, yeah, because you're asking for practice.
Yeah.
I mean, but
Yeah.
in reality though, in retrospect, uh, when you pray for patience, you will like he's gonna give you situations that's gonna rise to where you have to.
Have
It's gonna
patience.
test that. It's gonna test that right there.
Yeah.
Um,
But some
see,
things take patience.
absolutely. So, at a very young age, I like to go catfishing. Okay.
Oh,
Now, when I
Are we
say
talking
this,
actual
I'm
catfishing
talking about actual catfishing.
or
talking about
music
sitting.
television
No, no, no.
catfishing?
I'm talking about sitting at a
Okay.
bank. You know what I'm saying, with a fishing pole in the water. The catfish. Takes patience.
Can I ask you a question real fast?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ask him slow.
Why?
Don't ask him fast.
Why do catfish bark if they're catfish?
I don't know. I can't answer that.
Do they bark?
It's
It's
yeah.
more of a.
They are
Yeah,
Well,
Arp,
it's
arp.
I feel
I
like it's a
wouldn't
way for
call
them
it
to
a
communicate.
bark though. It's more of a like a grinding,
Yeah, I
a
don't
jaw
know.
grinding sound.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you've caught many catfish.
I
Well, I
can't.
mean, none of them woof woofed at me.
Arp, arp.
Um,
Wolf.
but
Oh, this
yes.
keeps coming up.
But the point I was getting at is, for me, it's one thing I didn't really have to pray for is patience because I gained a lot of that. My grandfather taught me a lot of patience. So, it's I still get tested. There's still situations still arise just because like I was instilled patience as a young child. Does not mean that I don't still get tested. Even if you don't pray for patience, there's situations that are going to arise that will um, spark you to have to be tested with patience. You know what I mean? Like Martin said, there are a lot of things that occur that require patience.
Yes,
You know what I mean? And that, like when
absolutely.
they say patience is a virtue, that is absolutely true. Absolutely.
Yep. Y'all talking about praying for guidance. One of the my earliest prayers that I've heard and acquired for my use was pray for God to guide my feet and guard my mouth
Yeah.
because my mouth can take me off course
Yeah. Absolutely.
quickly.
Facts.
Yeah. And honestly, I feel with just incorporating that prayer alone, there has been some patience come.
Yeah.
I'm not so quick to fire off with the tongue. Look, man, I kind of got a text message last night out of the blue, uh, and told me about myself in not the
Yeah.
constructive way. Okay, uh, and I just responded, "Amen."
Yeah.
Whether I agreed with it or not,
Yeah.
these are their thoughts
Yeah. Absolutely.
of me, and like I've been told, and countless others have been told, none of my business what somebody else thinks of me.
Absolutely.
You welcome to the fan club.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Good stuff right there.
Yeah. It is. Today, when I prayed, for guidance, when I say that, I literally just asked God to allow me to, for Him to speak through me to help somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Because when I do that, I'm also helping myself. You know what I mean? That whole point of being of service to somebody else, uh, working with another alcoholic, or it doesn't even have to be an alcoholic, really. It can be anyone. You know,
Stranger.
yeah, absolutely. By doing that, it gives me an opportunity to really look at myself, whether it doesn't matter what it is. You know what I mean? Uh, a lot of things I say since I started my recovery journey this time, since I actually really put forth effort to become more spiritual, because I've put this effort into working on myself to figure out who I am and what I ain't, things like that. I've noticed that the empathy part of other people, what I mean, because back in my madness, I didn't care about people. I didn't. I thought people were disgusting. You know what I mean? And now seeing that empathy part, like not just because I've been through what I've been through, and I see people going through what they're going through, but because like I actually care today. You know what I mean? I actually care to maybe help somebody. You know what I mean? Because they're stuck on the side of the road. Uh, I told you guys a story about the lady at the Dollar General. Um, just things like that. Like I care to do that today. I want to do that today, and it's not. I'm not looking for uh, a pat on the butt. Like, oh yeah, good job. Like I'm not looking for any of that. I do these things because I want to. You know what I mean? I get to do these things. I get to help somebody. I get to be of service to somebody other than myself. I spent so much time worried about me, 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 that now I get to, what I mean, really help somebody else. And by helping somebody else, I help me. You know what I mean? We spend so much time pouring into someone else that for the longest time for me, I can keep it on myself. I poured it so much into other people that when I started to pour into my own cup, uh, I felt wrong. I felt wrong for doing that. I felt wrong for trying to take care of myself. I felt wrong for telling people no. Being of service, like, yes, you are supposed to help somebody, but it's only to the extent of, as long as you're not, disrupting what you have going on. And what I mean by that is like, I'm not gonna go to. This is just me. I'm not gonna go to a trap house. You know what I'm saying, to say hi to somebody. I'm not gonna go to a trap house to help somebody. I'm not gonna do these things because that right there endangers myself. You see what I'm saying? I'll give you another big example for that. For me, my mom, she is not living the way that we would be living right now. You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna go and spend a lot of time over there. You know what I mean? Even so, my grandmother's not either. I'm not gonna go spend time over there. I have to give myself a limit as to how much I can be around these people because I know that there's still a possibility. You know what I mean? Even as much as I know for a fact I'm not gonna use, there's still that chance that I could use. So I'm protecting myself by making these boundaries, setting these boundaries, not going to these different places. You know what I mean? So I can help you all day long. But if I feel that I am uh infracting on that, I don't want to. I'm not trying to jeopardize that.
Dear diary, patting on the butt is crossing boundaries.
Otherwise known as infracting.
Yeah, yeah. You know what I mean? Today, it's they say it's a we program, and it is. You know what I'm saying? And they also say that it's a selfless program.
We is a horse turd.
Yeah, absolutely.
What? Since when is we a horse turd?
Giggle it.
I will giggle it. There's no way. We is a horse. I've never heard that.
I'm gonna look it up right now.
That's just crazy.
Is we a horse turd?
If it says yes, I swear I'm not even gonna say it because it's not.
No, we is a personal pronoun. It is
Thank
not
you.
a horse turd. However, horse turd is a literal term referring to a horse excrement, also
we knew
known as
that.
also known as horse manure, which is non-toxic natural product used as fertilizer.
So there you have it, Sean.
So if you need to grow hair, chest hair,
Woo!
Sheesh.
Shoosh. So I asked the guys a question earlier, and this kind of come up in Bible study this morning. In what areas of your life has insert your higher power here? Mine is I choose to call God and Christ Almighty. So, in what areas of your life has Christ's power to forgive and heal been most evident?
That's a good question.
Yeah, I like that question. I like that question a lot. Uh, Most evident? Like when you say when has it been most evident? What do you mean by that?
Let me. In what areas of your life has Christ's power to forgive and heal been most evident?
Okay. So for me, uh, I was talking about this earlier. Uh, I used to blame everyone else for whatever situation I was in. It doesn't matter what it is. It didn't matter what it was. It was your fault, not my own. Uh, for me to be able to not only forgive myself for the things that I've done to other people, but also ask for forgiveness within somebody else. Because now I understand that the part that I played in uh, whatever situation it was for me to cause harm to them, whether it be physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, any type of anything, that would probably be the biggest part of healing for me because I was not able to move forward.
No vaping in the front lobby.
Yeah. So I was not able to move forward until I forgave myself, until I was able to ask for forgiveness and actually mean what I'm asking for. You know what I mean? And for me, that's a big part because, like I said, I didn't like people, and it was always your fault, not my own. You know what I mean? So for me, I think that would be the biggest part of him being evident in my life that in that area. Forgiveness is huge. I heard that I can forgive you, but I don't have to forget. I reward loyalty with loyalty, and I reward disloyalty with distance. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, I forgive you. You know what I mean? I don't have to be around you. I don't have to put myself in that position.
You say this, and all that comes to my mind is it's not my job to forgive. There is one that forgives, and that is not me. I
Yeah.
accept your amends. We can move forward.
Yeah.
I ask for forgiveness, but it's not from you.
Yeah. And see, now with that being said, when I ask for forgiveness, uh, it's not for you. It's not. It's not. It's for me. It's wholly for me. You know what I mean?
Stop it.
Sean, I can answer your question with one word. Okay.
Yeah, I figured there was more.
Yeah, 2 words.
Okay.
My sobriety.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah. Absolutely.
So that's your answer?
that is my answer.
Okay. My answer would be, well, honestly, I could not point out one because it would be more like all. I mean, from prayer to, uh, I mean, I really can't. I have been, and this isn't to toot my horn or elevate myself in any way. Just grab the damn cups.
Yes, ma'am. I'll take a cup. Thank you very much.
Prayer, profanity, progression. Had a lot more peas lined up, but still potato chip upstairs. Okay, I lost all that.
The ruffled.
Love them potato
ruffled.
chips.
Yep.
Yeah. Got to.
Yep. I have been. He's transformed me. Okay,
Mhm.
that's just the best way to put it for me.
Amen.
In
Same.
all areas of my life, I'm not perfect by no means, and will never try to express that I am. But that also gives me something to strive for. I'm grateful I took that leap of faith.
Yeah.
And because
Absolutely.
I did, and the 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 effects of it, you know, the power that was displayed, I find myself looking for more. You know, the possibilities are absolutely endless. Uh, Praying to a power I didn't think existed, didn't believe that existed. You know, but like they say, that little mustard seed of faith. There was that slim belief that what I prayed would happen, and that is all it takes.
Yeah.
You know, gratitude is an action word. Because of the outcome of that prayer and what had taken place, I find myself on this journey today. Uh, Anybody that is maybe lacking that higher power or the belief that they can have anything different, uh, it's just a prayer away. Keep coming back to the meetings. You know what I'm saying? Keep trying to have an open mind, a willingness to be honest with yourself mostly. That there may just be a problem, that you may not be the one to fix it. Uh, because I assure you, I'm not enough to fix my problems.
Being honest with yourself does give you a cleansing feeling, though. It really does.
That was the other. I'm glad that you said that right there.
Well, thank you, Anthony.
That was
Gratitude.
we were talking about fasting earlier. One of the main parts of fasting that I forgot to mention uh, is the cleansing of one's I'm in this set. I'm gonna use the word temple. Whether it be a spiritual cleanse, whether it be a physical cleanse, whether it be an emotional cleanse, all those things play a part in it. Uh, that that is one of the reasons that I will start. I'm not gonna start today. You know what I mean? Because I gotta really meditate and really pray on what
Is
exactly.
it coffee?
Yeah, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
No crumpets this afternoon.
Thanks, sis. Love you.
Thank you.
Oh, that's good.
Thank you, assistant.
Uh, but that is one of the things.
Please keep
I was
coming
talking
back.
to you guys about. Really starting to take care of myself. Start to really look at what I'm doing as far as like there's we have so I heard that, especially being an addict, that we tend to replace one unhealthy habit a lot of the times with another unhealthy habit. One of my unhealthy habits is cigarettes. Um, so it's a progress. You know what I mean? It's progress, not perfection. Uh, but soon I will not be smoking cigarettes. Soon I will be, taking care of me and really taking care of me. Uh, but that's all a part of my cleanse, if you will. I'm gonna start replacing unhealthy habits with healthy habits. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of those I have already replaced. You know what I mean? But I still got those flaws. So I still got those couple things that I do that I really should just. I'm getting to that point with those things. I'm tired of it. You know what I mean? Tired of my car smelling like a cigarette. Tired of me smelling like cigarettes. You know what I'm saying? Uh, yeah, just I don't know. Anyway, the point I'm getting at is the fasting thing. Now that I understand the purpose that fasting could bring to somebody, is enough right there for me to charge. That we talking about that faith, that mustard seed of faith. It's not that I had to see it in somebody else, but I never really understood the purpose of fasting. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
My cleansing that I've begun doing is up here
Mm-hmm.
and right here. That's
Yeah.
where I'm starting my cleansing.
Yeah.
Yeah, just due to maybe the visually impaired, can I get you to clarify where these in there are?
Oh yes, yes. For the visually impaired,
Yes.
for those that might be walking around the house listening to the podcast
Right,
or
right,
something,
right.
my brain and my heart.
Amen.
Yeah. Amen.
You paint a pretty picture.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. I'm not much of an artist, but
What?
Rembrandt.
well, he said I paint a pretty picture.
But you are an artist.
I am.
You are. You do music, don't you?
I am an artist.
Gee.
They used to call me a pizza artist.
What?
I was a pizza artist.
You were?
Mhm.
You made them?
I did.
Oh, okay. I was a delivery artist. I mean,
Sheesh.
Now you're a sanitation artist,
culinary sanitation specialist.
supervisor.
Head sanitation specialist. Sir.
Well tanned. I just had to throw in some adverbs because y'all did.
It's a big fish that was in the sun too long.
Mm.
Thank you for the big fish and
Tanned?
for the
Well
two-
tanned.
Moving along.
Yeah.
We
Okay.
digress.
Okay.
So where was you born, Anthony?
Here, actually, in Elizabethtown. It's crazy. Yeah, I was born in Elizabethtown, Kentucky. I say here, but it's not where we're located right now. Anyway, Elizabethtown, Kentucky,
Location undisclosed.
undisclosed. Yeah. Um. I have, of course, my mother and my father, but I was raised by my grandparents. Um.
Shout out to the grandparents.
Yeah. Shout out to them, definitely.
Power
And
greater than ourselves.
absolutely. My grandfather passed away in 2016, but my grandmother still lives in the house that I grew up in for the most part. Um, yeah, she's like 77 now. Anyway, uh, I spent a lot of time at a very young age in the street. Simply put, let's see. When I was like 8, I learned how to. Before I get into this part of the story, uh, it's not just alcohol that is in my story. Uh, all forms of alcohol, whether it be the crystal, whether it be the rock form, whether it be the leafy lettuce form, all of these things are in this story. So please, if it triggers you, please call your sponsor.
I
Anyway,
have a question first.
yeah,
You say you're in the streets.
yeah,
So, like after the street lights came on?
all the time,
Okay.
all the time.
Just trying to
Hmm.
paint that picture.
So let me paint my childhood a little bit before I
All
get
right.
into that part of the
Go
story.
ahead.
So I played soccer my entire life till I was about 20 years old.
Football.
Great
Yeah,
sport.
yeah, absolutely. So I started playing soccer. I think I was 5, either 5 or 6. Uh, so when I was 8,
He was running.
yeah, absolutely.
Were you good
So
at it?
absolutely, absolutely. So when I was 8, I started hanging out with a couple of people that were in the street already. Naturally, when I say I was 8, a lot of people are like, "That's early as hell," but it's what it is. I learned how to cook crack cocaine when I was 8. I started selling crack cocaine when I was 9. I smoked weed when I was 10. Cigarettes came after that, and then alcohol, in that order. Um, they're like, "Damn, he's 8 years old, doing drugs." But at the time, the people I was hanging out with,
My
that was
thoughts
normal.
exactly.
That was normal. You know what I mean? It's just what okay. So, my ambitions as a child was to be a professional soccer player. That's what I wanted to be. Uh, at the age of 9, I wanted to be a drug dealer. So you can see where that went. You know what I'm saying? And I was successful at that for a little while until I wasn't. You know what I mean? And then it was like I started doing different things. I stole some money from my grandparents. A lot of it, a lot of money. Stole a lot of money from them. Uh, After that point, when I talked to my grandfather, I told him I was going to pay him back. He didn't believe me because there had been all those times, those empty, you know what I mean? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do this, and not do it. I sold drugs after that to get the money to pay him back. So naturally, when I paid him back, uh, not only did he not believe that I was going to do that, but he didn't want to accept it because he knew where it came from. You know what I mean? Uh, I started doing things like that. Uh, I didn't necessarily steal from everybody, but I would steal, whether it be your prized possessions, whether it be your sanity, whether it be, I mean, just anything. If I could take it, I'm going to take it. I used to say, if it's not bolted to the floor, it's coming with me. Uh, and I realized shortly after that that wasn't me. You know what I mean? I didn't usually steal before. Why am I doing these things now? And I did these things because they made me feel good, but also because it was something that I wanted. You know what I mean? It's not necessarily I wanted to steal, but I wanted whatever it was that I was stealing. Then I realized after that, after having a conversation with my dad, that you got to work for the things that you have. You know what I mean? That leads me to where I am today. It's why I work hard for what I got. As we was talking about a house or a car or clothes, I pay the bills that I have today. Uh, anyhow, uh, let's see. For me, I'm not really gonna stick in the whole point of what my past looked like. 'Cause just off the back of what I just got done saying, you guys can kind of piece together what I was going with that. Um, so I'm 33. I've been probably incarcerated probably about 15 years total of my life. So that was basically my entire adult life. You know what I mean? Uh, I'm not proud of that at all, But I will say that I do not. Uh, I don't regret that either. When I get locked up, a lot of the times that solitude, that isolation that comes behind the becomes for me it comes behind that. I spend a lot of the time in the hole, a lot of the times by myself. Even when there's even if I'm in a pod, if you will, with other people, a lot of the times I'm still by myself because I don't. At the time, I didn't like people. You know what I mean? I'll communicate with them. It's about as far as it goes. Uh, but I've come to appreciate those times. You know, the isolation that I had for myself elevated me to the point where I am today. I'm grateful that I went to jail as many times as I have. Not grateful the things that I did to go to jail. You know what I mean? But the lesson that I learned from that, I can possibly help someone prevent them from doing that as well. Uh, the first time I got arrested, it was trafficking in marijuana. I have enough trafficking charges that I can probably put one on 20 people.
Could you create a traffic jam?
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely, easily, absolutely. Uh, the times after that were possession. Times after that where I have assault. Uh, let's see, theft by unlawful taking. Possession of a forged instrument, by which is an ink pen. For those of you that don't know what that is, uh, forgery. I have a plethora of charges. Plethora. Uh, I had looked up and actually had my background sent to me, and this was 2018. This is before they just kept stacking. It was about that.
Yeah,
Even in when you look at it online, the pages just kept
yeah.
scrolling and scrolling and scrolling.
You know, I've been charged with a lot of things. One thing I've never been charged of is strong arm robbery.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my God.
yeah. Um, so I'm grateful that I spent. I can't say that I'm grateful that I spent 15 years being incarcerated, but I can say that being incarcerated for those many times is for that length has taught me a lot. The main thing it has taught me is that I do not want to go back to jail. It's not a place for everyone. You know
Did
what I
you at
mean?
least have a change of venue, or were they all at the same?
Yeah, every now and again, I would get shipped here and there. You know what I mean? But for the most part, it was
Welcome back.
welcome back every
Yeah,
time.
You know, you're not supposed to turn back and look at the
Yeah,
place when you leave, and you probably made that mistake.
yeah. You're not supposed to write your name on in anything in there. And,
Right.
yeah.
Right.
So when I first got arrested there, my name is
Everywhere.
yeah. Made that mistake. Don't make that mistake. Uh,
An all concrete jail, and it had wood in
yeah, yeah.
it.
Facts. Uh, today I'd say what a little bit what life is like for me today. Like I said, my past is a lot of us go through the same things differently, still the same thing. You know what I mean? Uh, I will tell you this. One of my issues, it hasn't been so much recently, but one of my issues when I first got into early recovery and really started this journey was not using drugs, was selling them. My first job when I got in recovery was I was getting paid $10 an hour, and
never get high on your own supply.
yeah, well, yeah. So my issue was, uh, I literally could go 5 minutes down the road and almost quadruple what I was making for 2 weeks in 2 hours. That was my addiction. My addiction was money, uh, the lifestyle, the now whether I was hurting somebody or not, that wasn't relevant to me because at the end of the day, I was trying to provide. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't see that as a problem, but it is. For me, it was. You know what I mean? Uh, for about 15 or 16 plus years, that's what I did. That was my job. I held other jobs, but for the most part, I was a drug dealer. That's what I did.
Yeah, you know, I spoke about this kind of like same topic last night, and I have recently had thoughts of missing the money.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was like multifaceted there. I missed the money, but it was also easier to go to work.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
actually easier to hold a job
Yeah.
when there was an access of money. Because look, I don't have to be here. I choose to be here.
Yeah.
And I will walk, bro. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like quickly.
Yeah. It's crazy that you say that too. One of the things I used to tell people is that I don't need your money. I want it. There's a difference.
Yeah, I was the guy that gave it to you.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
mean, and it's not to you, but
yeah.
I was, I wasn't really a dealer. I was the
Consumer.
consumer. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and in that same sense, I too did the same thing. Uh, there's only been one drug that I was able to successfully sell. I didn't sell it for that long. And the only reason why I was able to do it successfully is because I didn't do it. Well, there's two, I guess, because I didn't do crack either. I just sold it. But that point of what I'm saying, providing. You know what I mean? Like I said, I want your money. I don't need it. Uh, I gotta flip that today. Uh, there's a million one jobs out there, and I know that. I like the job that I have currently. I would like to keep that job. I need to keep that job in order for me to stay sane. A lot of that was the other thing too. When I first got in recovery, being complacent, sitting still, not being able to really be by myself was a big trigger for me. You know what I mean? Just constantly being at class, and then when you got back from class, you had that from 4 o'clock until 8 o'clock the next morning. You know what I'm saying? To just sit by yourself. Uh, for me, that was the trigger. I didn't like sitting by myself. I didn't like not having things to do, not being constantly doing something. Those were all triggers for me. Today, I'm able to sit alone and enjoy my own thoughts. I talk to myself a lot. Uh, today, I'm able to not have a busy schedule. You know what I mean, and not be triggered by that. Uh, I heard you say something earlier about being uh someone saying that you were calm, someone saying that you were are
Happy all
smiling
the
and
time.
happy
Yeah.
all the time, uh,
Not stressed.
and not stressed. So the emotional intelligence that I have gained since I've been on this journey, I say this, I'm more in tune with myself today than I have ever been in my life. Okay, so I know I used to be real angry. Like I said, it was everyone else's fault but my own. But I know today that, I mean, I get stressed out, but I don't get stressed out to the point where most people get I mean, you can physically see that they're just stressed out about something. I pray a lot, so I don't. If I pray about it, I know that God's got me. So I know that there's no reason for me to stress like that. You know what I mean? I stay. I've been said to a couple different people. Then they're different people too. Like it's never the same person, but they tell me that I'm calm. I don't react. The reason I don't react is because a lot of the times I think about whatever's going on beforehand. So that's also new for me. Like I said, I was real hot headed before. So quick to just attack. Everyone was attacking me, so I'm gonna attack you first. Today I don't. Not everything deserves a reaction or even an action for that matter. Just because I don't speak on something or just because I don't do what you want me to do doesn't mean it doesn't affect me. It just doesn't affect me the way it used to. You know what I mean? Uh, so a lot of I've been labeled as being calm, real calm, and that's a lot to do with God, who I choose to call God. I've been blessed with that. I've been blessed with the ability to not be triggered by certain things. I don't have the thought. Not saying not saying I haven't had them, but I don't have that want to get high. I don't have that need to get high. When something bad happens, it's not the first thing that pops in my mind. The first thing that pops in my mind is either A, I need to call somebody, or B, I need to go to a meeting. You know what I mean? That's also changed with inside me. Um,
So a couple things before I lose them.
yeah.
Potato chip. Remember here. Okay. I already lost one of them, so we'll go on to the next one. When control comes in many forms.
Yeah.
And when somebody pisses me off,
Mhm.
and I feel compelled to react,
Mhm.
they're controlling me.
Absolutely. That was one of the things that that's okay. So I met my sponsor. We were at a rehab together.
Oh, wait a second. I know the other one.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
know that. Okay. You start talking with yourself.
Yeah.
Do you answer yourself?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Because I
Absolutely.
find myself doing that too.
Yeah.
It's hard to find an intelligent conversation some days. And some of the most intelligent conversations I've
Have
had
it yourself.
with myself.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So so what I was saying, I met my sponsor. We were at rehab together, and damn, now I just forgot where I was going with that. Sheesh.
That potato chip is contagious.
Oh no, I don't remember.
You can't just eat one.
Yeah,
No,
it's
definitely
gotta
not.
keep going. What were we just speaking about?
Oh wow!
He gonna
It
put
came and went.
he gonna put
Yeah.
all of us on rewind.
Yeah, rewind that real quick.
Lines.
God.
Cut.
Yeah, that's crazy right there.
We don't cut
Crazy
around
work.
here.
Wow.
Look, honestly, this is what I kind of feared with the story, whatnot,
Yeah.
because of the question back
Yeah.
and forth that
Yeah.
I would lose where I was.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I mean?
Right,
'Cause
yeah.
I promise I will.
Yeah.
And,
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
did.
Oh, boom.
Yeah.
Did you just say boom? Wow.
Or otherwise known as wolf. Your sponsor, you met him here or
No,
where?
well, I was in rehab.
Boom.
There it is.
Yeah, we were in rehab together, and
Good job, Sean.
yeah, I'm still trying to put together where I was going with that. I was going somewhere with that, man. I can't recall what it was. I cannot. What were we talking about right before I said that? What was said right before I said that?
You were talking about how I said earlier about the not being stressed
Yeah,
and,
and then I said, "What, Sean? What'd you
and
say
always
right before?"
happy.
There was a
Sean.
God.
So close.
Damn it, Sean.
I answered my question.
yeah.
It's on you, buddy. You got nothing?
I don't even remember what the first thing was I spoke on. Look, bro.
You said, speaking of when I need a stenographer.
Yeah.
Speaking of when I was not stressed, and people always tell me I'm always smiling, not stressed, and then you went into your sponsor and going into rehab together. And then
Don't do drugs,
That's where
okay?
Sean
He was-
came in with
Drugs
the
are
question.
bad.
I said he had said something to me, and that's where I was going with that. I was going to explain what he said. It was you had just said
You.
I did it.
yes, you did.
I know not what I do.
You had said. Sorry, guys. This is. Sheesh.
Choo choo.
Yeah.
You got pen and pad there.
It was
man.
it was right before you asked your question. You had said something right before that, and then I was going into what you were talking about. So what did you say?
I have no idea.
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah. Taste bud.
All right. Well, listen. I'm just gonna go ahead and circle around. We might come back to that. We might not. Who
Oh,
knows?
that's a segment.
Yeah. So anyway, I had met my sponsor. We were at rehab together, and initially, potato chip.
Wow. We're eating a lot of chips here with no dip.
Extra salt.
Yeah, I don't like them very salty.
Yeah, I don't either. I don't know. I'm just gonna surrender that part.
Surrender.
Let me surrender that part. It's
My reaction,
important.
control. I gave somebody control.
That's what it
Wow.
was. There we go. Okay.
Jeez, so
Now we're back. Now we're back at it. Okay.
Welcome
So
back.
I met my sponsor. I met my sponsor in rehab, and one of the things that he told me, this is whenever I really realized like my anger. You know what I'm saying? Not everything needed a reaction. He told me, he said, when you allow someone to piss you off, when you allow them to really get in your head and really affect your day, because that's initially what you're doing, you're allowing them to control you. Because at this point, your actions no longer are your own; they're theirs. It's what they want, not what you want.
Yeah, that's what you were talking
And
about.
that's right then at that
Thanks,
specific.
Martin.
It wasn't.
Anytime,
It wasn't at that moment that he told me this that it clicked with me, because at the time he wasn't even my sponsor. At the time he was just a a good friend. Excuse me. Uh, so, but it was later that day, later on that night, was when I really started thinking about it, and like I realized that not everything needs a reaction. Not everything needs a reaction. I don't have to react if I choose not to react. Now, I'm not saying that I don't get mad or I don't get angry, but when I do get mad or angry is when I really stop and take a look at, what I'm saying, myself. Today, I find, like you said earlier, being grateful is an action word. You know what I'm saying? So when things go wrong, where I get mad or anything like that, like I have to stop and just realize, like I'm grateful that well, whatever it is. You know what I mean? Uh, Lately, I've been finding I've been getting a little irritated at work. It's been one of the things for me. It's been irritated at work, and then I have to be grateful. Like I still have my job. I still get to go to work. I'm grateful that what I'm saying, all these things that you know it could be real bad. You know what I mean? I like to push everything to the edge, to the extreme. Uh, and a lot of those things that I was talking about earlier, the product of my own making, are literally just that, a product of my own making. Last week, the reason why I felt the way I did was because, you know, I can go to meetings on the weekend. I don't have to go through the week. So when I do that naturally, uh, the weekend is the only time I get to really relax. It's the only time I'm not at work. You know what I mean? So when you naturally do that, now you got all these things you got to do. You got to go to a meeting. You got to take this person here. You got to take this person there. Uh,
Taking care of things that you
taking,
can't take care of during the week.
yeah,
Yeah.
you know what I mean. So when I did that, I literally overloaded my weekends. My significant other, she was telling me, she said, "This is the most we've ever ran any of the times that we've been together." You know what I mean? And when she said that, like, it hit me. Like I realized, like, not only was it my own fault, because I have all the power in the world to go throughout the week to a meeting, but it was also like I said, I didn't have time. I feel like I didn't have time for myself, and for me that's important. Self care,
Yeah, that's very
it's
important.
important, and I felt like I was running myself thin. You know what I mean? So one of the programs that I am court ordered to do right now, uh, the reason it was so hard when I first got into it was because I didn't have that balance. Now that I've acquired that balance, um, it's not nowhere near as hard. Uh, they asked what was the why, not just the why of what you did, but the why you're doing right now what you're doing. And the answer to that for me didn't hit me until I hit the third phase of this program. Sometimes some people it's sooner, some people it's later. For me, it was in phase three, and I was thinking about it earlier today. You know, a lot of people go their entire life to figure out their purpose. A lot of people don't know what their purpose is. I have realized just in a short period of time, just a little short period of time right here, probably a month or so, my purpose in life. You know what I mean? And it's literally to help somebody. You know, uh, I love that mission. That's what it is for me. It's a mission. You know what I mean? If I can just impact one person, maybe they can impact somebody else. maybe that person can impact somebody else. Maybe I can impact a whole group of people, and then they can go and impact somebody else. That's my mission. Like, I've been through the things that I've been through because a lot of people go through these things, and as men, we suffer in silence. You know what I'm saying? Today, I no longer will do that. You know what I mean? I'm not going to suffer alone because as men, we need to have that. You know, like I heard someone say, he said, masculinity doesn't have to be a bad thing. Masculinity could be like very sacred. You know what I mean? So as men, we don't want to say I need help. I don't want to say I've been hurt. I don't want to say these things because as a man, that's what we do. We hold it all in. My grandfather, I'll give you an example. My grandfather, I've seen him cry twice. You know what I'm saying? That was the entirety of whenever he was around up until 2016. That he cried twice. He held all his feelings in. He didn't tell. He didn't share. He told me he loved me probably 3 times total. You know what I'm saying? My entire life. You know what I mean? We don't. As I was taught at a young age, we don't show our emotions. We don't share our emotions. Uh, Today I don't have a problem telling you that I've been hurt. I don't have a problem telling you when I feel something. As a matter of fact, as we go back to the topic that we was talking about last week of getting your feelings back, the fact that this program allows you to gain your feelings back is a beautiful thing for me because uh, I spent most of my life doing that, hiding how I felt, hiding the fact that I've been hurt. You know what I'm saying? I want people that feel the way I felt. Like I'll give you an example. Like I tried to kill myself several times. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to feel like that. It's okay to feel that you aren't adequate, but just know you are adequate. You are enough. You are enough. You know what I mean? I still to this day, I go to work, come home, I get that check, and I'm like, did I do enough? You know what I mean? Can I do more? But the bottom line is that you are enough. Just the fact that you got up, went to work, however long you went to work for that day, or however long you've been at work. You know what I mean? You are enough. That is enough. You're putting that effort in to do these things. You are enough. One of the things for me was like providing for my family. Am I doing enough? Can I do more? Just the fact that I'm there providing for them is enough. You know what I mean? For the longest time, I felt like not only was I not enough, but it was, I heard at the same time, comparison is the killer of all joy. For so long, I would compare my life to someone else's. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna use the term the highlight reel. You know what I'm saying? A lot of the times, especially with like social media, if you will, you'll see like the pictures of like the highlights of what their life might look like, or what they're trying to portray their life to look like. Uh, I would do it, but I would do it in real time. So like, even when I got in early recovery, uh, yeah, I want that. I want that. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm only seeing what they want me to see. I'm only seeing what they present themselves at a meeting. I'm only seeing as the surface of the situation. You know what I mean? And today, where I am, it doesn't matter. It's what I see myself at. That's why I say I'm okay. I love me today. You know what I'm saying? In order for me to love anyone else, I gotta love myself. I
Facts.
love me today.
Right.
Absolutely love me today. I
Absolutely.
wouldn't change none of the things that I've been through. I wouldn't change the fact that I've been locked up so many times. I wouldn't change the hurt that I've had. I wouldn't change the pain that I go through every day, not being with my kids, all these different things. Like, yes, I would much rather be with my children. I would absolutely, but I can help somebody not make the same mistakes that I made as far as in right now. You know what I mean? And that to me is what motivates me. I find motivation, like I said earlier, when I feel like I have none. And I guess that's the difference between me and a lot of other people. See, like I find gratitude and motivation and inspiration in a lot of things, and a lot of things. This podcast, for instance, I look forward to this every week, and it motivates me and inspires me because things that happen to me throughout the week, I can gather that right there, and I get to share that with somebody else. You know what I mean? And not just with you guys, but with the viewers too. Uh, it's
That's
motivation.
huge.
Yeah, it's motivation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, to each their own.
Yeah,
Because it's one of the only senses of anxiety I have today. The
yeah,
podcast.
yeah. And see that, like, okay, so I
What do
mean,
I have to contribute? You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? What is it that you know?
and see that right there, just that right there, that fear of what do I have to contribute right there. The way I'm looking at it is like I get to do that. You know what I'm saying? That sense of not being good enough is where that comes from. Because like, okay, I was listening to Kevin Gates' interview, and he was saying that one of his albums that when he released it, he used to say, "If you want to get it, go get it. If you don't want to get it, then don't get it." That's a fear of him not being. Is it good enough? You know what I'm saying? And then afterwards, he was like, "This album right here, get it. It's good enough."
Yeah.
Uh, I get it. I do. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times I still feel that, like, even when I do this right here, because, like, my thing was helping somebody. It's always been that. The reason I didn't sponsor people, even after I had worked the steps with my sponsor for the longest time, it took me about 8 months after I worked the steps to really want to help somebody in the sense of like that. I had helped somebody before. I had sponsored someone before. I sponsored a couple guys before. This is back in like 2016. And initially, I did more harm to them than I did help them. I didn't want that. I don't want that. There are certain things that I won't come on the show and talk about, and it's not because I'm, you know, trying to only purvey one part of my life, but I don't want to harm somebody. You know what I mean? And that's the biggest thing for me is that I don't want to harm somebody. So initially, that was one of the anxieties. When I asked you all if I can be a part of the show, um, it was because I do want to help somebody. But it took me a minute because you had already told me, Martin, you had already told me about it. I think it was a week before that, and I pondered for myself. I thought about it. He kept bringing. I prayed about it. I kept bringing it up like you can help somebody, but at the same time you could possibly hurt somebody too. Uh, it took me a minute where I could finally be like, listen, I want to be a part of this. I want to do this. We're gonna do this. Can I be a part of it? And let's do it. You know what I mean? Uh, because I didn't want that. I there are times where I do too feel not necessarily anxiety, but that point of like, am I helping somebody?
You've brought a lot to it.
You know what I
You've brought a
mean?
lot to the show. I mean, um, I'm glad that you did join up with us. It's I've learned a lot from just listening to you talk and give your testimonies.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd like to touch on something you said a minute ago about helping somebody from making the same mistakes I did. Uh, and yeah, I mean, I feel like that as well. But in a sense, I feel like if I'm reaching out to help somebody, they've already made the mistakes I made, and they're just as or even more hopeless than I was when I came through the doors. And my purpose is to allow somebody to believe or see that they can, become to have hope again.
That's where the service comes in.
Right.
That's where the being of service to somebody else comes in. A
Absolutely.
lot of the times, I know I'll speak on for me when I first got here. Uh, I wouldn't ask for help. You know what I'm saying? I'm obviously here. I do need help, so I shouldn't have to ask. Uh, First of all, I realized that was wrong. You know what I mean? Closed mouths do not get fed. However, at the same time, what I did was I found someone in the room that was really living the way they was talking about. See, like for me, that's why I do speak in meetings, but some of the times I just sit there and listen. You know what I mean? And a lot of that has to do with what I mutter in my mouth. My actions must follow. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say anything that I'm not either A already doing or B going to do. Uh, the best philosophers teach by action and not by words. I want whatever it is I'm saying to match everything that I'm doing. I found that one person, and I stuck by that one person. I saw how they was moving. I saw how they lived. I saw what the program's done for them. I seen how that program has progressed them. So that was the hope that was given to me. Sometimes you don't have to get hope in the sense of a message as from words. It doesn't have to be uh, in someone's testimony. It doesn't have to be actions. Actions. My everyone's rock bottom is different, but uh, this one person could be going through something that I've already gone through. You know what I'm saying? And just by me being present, just by me speaking on my past, or just by me speaking on whatever it is that I've been through, that there could be going through,
Right.
would help them. You see what I'm saying? So when I look at
Kind of what
service,
Sean just said.
yeah, exactly like
Yeah.
exactly what Sean was just saying. You know what I mean? And I too thought like just that point of right there, that service of helping somebody without knowing. So I'm gonna give you an example too. A real good friend of mine is really more like a brother, really. Uh, we went through the same program together this past time, and he tells me one day right before we all leave, he says, "You really showed me a new way. You showed me what it was like to really not just be sober, but be happy. You showed me what it was like to really work hard for something and actually stand for what you're working for." He was like, "I've been watching you since I got in this program, and I love this right here." Now, when I hear this, you know what I'm saying? I mean, yes, it made me feel good to know like I was able to impact somebody, but I impacted this person and had no idea I did. You know what I'm saying? I hung out with this person quite a lot, you know what I mean? But I didn't think that he was looking at me, watching my steps. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize that he was actually following me. You know what I mean? I love that. That feeling I got when he told me that is a feeling I can't describe in any way. So when we come to these meetings, we think we're not helping somebody. Just by showing up to this meeting, we're helping somebody.
Yeah.
Just by showing
Just
up.
for being here.
Because
You're
these
right.
people see us constantly showing up, constantly here. You know what I mean? And like without knowing, they might hold on to that. You know what I mean? They might, like I said, he did. I had no idea. I still talk to this man. I don't talk to this man every day. I don't. He's doing real well for himself now. You know what I mean? But I talk to him enough to where, you know what I mean? I know like I impacted this person. You know what I mean? And like that's that feeling right there that of literally being of service without not even knowing it. I love that. That's what I chase. So, I talked about earlier replacing unhealthy habits with healthy habits. Uh, I've replaced what drugs used to take that point of excitement, or that point of just at the time I'll say the masked feeling of happiness. Today I chase that, but I chase that with other ways. You know what I'm saying? I'm recently just like today yesterday really I made the statement I'm going to start going to the gym. I want to start feeling better. You know what I mean? I want to do this for me. That's the feeling I'm going to start chasing. That self improvement, that self awareness.
I wonder if I'd look good in dreads.
Maybe.
I feel like I would.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think all this could be productive as long as God is first.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. So we was talking about. I forgot to bring this up when you said it. We were talking about profanity and things like that. So no, it is not a sign of spiritual growth. However,
I knew there was a however.
yes, however, the term spirituality is a personal commitment or personal level between you and your higher power. It's personal. It's not whereas a real like religion is collective. Spiritual is more personal. So no, I'm not saying I'm just gonna go and start cursing more than I have ever done that. No, absolutely not. It's still a progress. You know what I mean? I'm still working on that. But I know that even when I do curse, he's not gonna look at me any differently. You know what I mean? Nobody's perfect. I feel like if everyone was perfect, we'd all look like gray blobs.
They're man-made words anyway.
Absolutely, absolutely. And for me, um, you know what I'm saying? That's a constant thing I'm working on. It's constantly progressing. You know what I mean? Uh,
Like I started at an early age using GD,
mhm.
and then when I realized what I was doing,
Yeah,
I actually quit doing it, and it's worked. I mean,
yeah,
it slips every now and then, but less now than ever. You know,
yeah. My
because I know
grandfather
what it
would
does.
yeah. My grandfather's favorite words were either Jesus Christ or GD.
Yeah. All
So
right, I got to touch on this before we
yeah,
wrap up here. We got people showing up, and we're gonna get uh, overrun by a bunch of noise. Because what he said something about the closed mouths don't get fed. Uh, and this is another paradox of the program
hmm
of the rooms.
yeah,
Okay, because we get, and I love old timers.
yeah,
I love old timers. But just like a flight path,
yeah,
okay, when the plane takes off, there's a recalibration.
yeah,
You know, the trajectory. You need to recalibrate because if you don't, you'll you're off in space, bro, or
yeah.
you hit the mountain, whatever.
Right.
And I feel like the programs of the rooms might like to change their trajectory, if you will. Okay, the newcomers are the most important ones to the room.
Yeah.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Absolutely.
Sit down, shut up, and listen.
Yeah.
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
I get you.
You know what I mean? Hey, lived with Cottonmouth for 35 years plus. I
Yeah.
need not live that way no more.
Yeah.
Facts.
If it's on my mind, it need come out my mouth.
Yeah.
I stay sick.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And I really, okay, I didn't struggle with it because I'm speaking what's on my mind.
Yeah.
But the rooms struggled with me,
Yeah.
because it is that sense of somebody else in the room is struggling with what I'm struggling with.
Yeah.
Whether they are or not, I'm struggling with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely.
And along the way, of course, I had to, sit down, shut ups, and
Yeah.
as a matter of fact, I had a guy holler at me one time after a meeting. You know what you need to do? I was like, no, please tell me. Shut up and sit down.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I did not shut up.
No.
No.
Absolutely not.
But I was always told at childhood, it's not what I say, it's how I say it.
Yep.
So, and I try to keep that in mind a lot
Yeah.
now, not
Yeah.
so much in
Yeah.
recent past. But
So I guess my point, like two different points on that one. So especially when it comes down to like old timers, now I'm not agreeing with what they're saying at all, by no means, because like I just said, like if I feel some type of way, I'm gonna tell you how I feel. It's just like you said, how I say these things. Uh, a lot of them uh, are like that, if you will, because that's how they were taught. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like the way you raise your kids. You know what I mean? Of course, naturally, a lot of the times, your kids, when they have kids, will raise their kids the same way because that's how they were taught. You know what I'm saying? In that same sense, uh, like I said, closed mouths don't get fed. And for me, when I first got in there, even now, like I still have problems like admitting when I need help. I'm not the easiest person to be like, oh, I need help with this. I'm going through this. I find it difficult at times for me to be like, well, I'm going through something right now. You know what I'm saying? But that comes just back to like what I was saying earlier, like as a man, and even as a woman. I'm not just saying just specifying as a man or a woman. Either way, it doesn't matter. If you're a person in general and you're just going through something, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to be going through something, to feel some type of way, and to have felt that. What I love about the fellowship and what I love about the rooms is that a lot of us, actually, probably about all of us, have gone through almost either the exact same thing that someone else is going through, or those feelings that we have, like I was saying earlier, like of not being adequate, of not being enough. Those feelings of like where I was just ready to, I was gonna go smush myself. I was ready to just, you know what I mean? Those feelings right there. It's okay to feel that, but that's why we're here to let you know, like, it's okay for you to feel like that, but you need to do something else to change why you feel like that. Do you
Right.
see what I'm saying? So like, yeah, I feel like closed mouths really don't get fed, and like the more you, for me, I people watch. I've always done that. I've done it since I was a kid. I watch people's reactions. I've watched people's the way they talk. I've watched how they, their energy. I can see the shift in energy in people. You know what I mean? So like when when someone comes in, especially a newcomer, when they come in and someone says something, and I can see the unease that comes about them. That same unease I had when someone told me to shut up and sit down and listen. That unease I had when someone said something about God and I wasn't sure about what I wanted to do or whether or not God even existed for me. That uncertainty that ran me off so many times before. When I see that, I can approach this person and explain to them like, don't go. You know what I mean? That feelings you're feeling right now, where you just want to get up and leave. That feeling of uh, they don't understand me. We do.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
You got closing thoughts on this, Martin?
No, actually, I sat here and shut up and listened and learned a little bit. So, yeah.
Amen.
All right. So, another great, successful show. You guys, I cannot stress enough. Subscribe, share, like, and comment. Please leave comments. We love comments.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely comment. So when I say comment, like, share, subscribe, comment, 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 comment.
Comment. Sean?
Yeah, comment.
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 The word of the week. Comment,
And when you
comment.
comment, don't forget to comment about your comment. And we will
COMMENT.
and we will comment on your comment.
Absolutely.
Comment.
So, gratitude.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
The best part of the show.
Yes.
Shall I start? All right.
Well, you are on the right.
I
so,
am on the right.
yeah.
All right. So my name is Anthony. Today, I am grateful I was blessed with the ability to wake up sober today. I'm grateful that I have another day and another chance, another opportunity to work on myself, and another chance to stay sober.
My name is Martin, and I am grateful just to wake up this morning. I'm grateful for the calmness that my higher power, who I choose to call God, gives me. And, of course, for my fellowship and my friends.
Yeah.
Thank you, Martin. And I am Sean, and I am grateful to have a fellowship full of friends today.
Yeah.
That's all.
See y'all next week.
May we close in the Lord's Prayer.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Who makes the moon shine?
Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever. Amen.